What's up guys, going straight here back in the video. Today's video is by J-G991 and this is what if Total Drama Island had two teams instead of one. So basically, what if there was two seasons in Total Drama Island instead of one? So kind of like 13 episodes. So like team 1. And this is the second team. Now he added Sierra and Alejandro, but that's fine. And you put them on that team. So basically, I'm gonna do where the elimination episodes, the character eliminations is the challenge. Two characters will still come back for the merge. So every episode is eliminations. Episode 1, this is the cliff diving / hot tub building challenge. So Zeke jumps, Eva jumps, Noah jumps, and Justin and Katie and Tyler, everyone would jump onto the Gophers. Katie and Izzy, you could say swap teams, but I'm going to say they don't, because I think Chris wouldn't allow it. I'm going to say in this story, Chris doesn't actually allow the team swap. So then you have Izzy, Cody jumps, Beth wouldn't jump, Sadie jumps, Harold jumps, and Courtney wouldn't jump. So I feel like the Gophers still win immunity, and they just vote for Courtney. And without Zeke saying his comment, Courtney gets voted off. Episode 2, we have the Big Sleep Challenge. So nobody would outlast Eva. So Eva would win this challenge. There's no one that outlasts Eva, regardless of how well Zeke does. So they would vote for Sadie because she would have done the worst in this challenge, as Beth and Lindsay did actually last a while. Cody was pretty good in the original, and Harold. Izzy, we don't see Sadie fall asleep, so I have to assume that Sadie was one of the first people to fall asleep. So Sadie would be out here. Episode 3, this is Dodge Brawl. Okay, so in Dodge Brawl, we have Noah would refuse / not compete. So I'm going to say Noah doesn't compete here. And Cody with his crafty style and dodge brawl, and Harold's mad dodging skills, I'm going to say it's enough, and Izzy, these three would win, and Beth would be quite good. And they vote for Noah because he refuses to compete. So even though they're down a player, it would have been 4 before. So episode 4 is the challenge show. So in the talent show, we have Justin doing his talent, Katie does dancing, and Eva will do weightlifting. Izzy, Cody, and Harold will do their talents. Harold will win it by beatboxing, and I think that they vote for Justin would have Katie, and I feel like he could woo Eva. I feel like he can get the girls to vote for whoever he wants, because I think Justin will be like the main villain of the season. And between Tyler and Ezekiel, I think he's going to vote for Zeke, because Justin's thinking about who's more useful to him in challenges at this point, who would be easy to keep around and beat the other team. So I think he votes for Zeke. Episode 5, this is the Sucky Outdoors. So Katie and Sadie won't get lost this time, and because she cost their team the challenge, I think the Gophers actually win this episode. And because Izzy chased them with the bear, I'm going to say she gets voted off. So we have the phobia factor. So Tyler fails this year. Eva gets a point in Katie. Justin would fail his peer of being ugly. Cody fails. Beth passes, and Harold fails. So between Cody and Harold, that's 2-2. Because they have 4 and they have 3, I'm going to say that the Gophers lose. Because they have more points, I'm going to say the Gophers win, but the Bass lose. So Beth would vote for Cody, and Cody's out because his fear is more disgusting. So episode 7, Up the Creek. So Beth and Harold will be a pair, and then either Katie, Tyler, and Justin. And I feel like that Harold's actually burn the oars. So the Bass will lose, and in a tiebreaker between Beth and Harold, I think Beth's losing that tie. Merge day is the merge cast. 5 ass. There we go for that's 5. So I'm gonna bring back. We are at Paintball Deer Hunter. So Justin would use his looks. I feel like Justin would throw Katie Izzy under the bus, and I think this would annoy. I think Eva would win immunity, and then Justin has the gills, so they would get rid of Tyler. Episode 9. So Harold is the only good guy left. Okay, so if you can't take the heat, so the cooking challenge, I'm gonna say Harold wins the challenge because he's quite authentic, and I think Harold would be pretty good at this. Justin, I don't imagine would be that good. Katie would be alright here, and Izzy and Eva. So Justin would get Izzy and Katie to vote for Eva, as she's the biggest threat, so Eva's out. Eva came 5th here, that's pretty cool. So who can you trust? And this is a doubles challenge. I'm going to say it's boys versus girls, so it's Harold and Justin, Katie and Izzy. The rock climbing, I'm going to say it's Izzy and Katie. The blowfish, Harold and Justin. That's 1 point each. The pine trapeze, Harold and Justin. Actually, no, Izzy is... She's in the jungle, so she's like a mad... She would be reversed chance between... I'm going to say Harold, so that's 2. Brian William Tell, Izzy and Katie. The tobogganing, Justin needs his looks, and Harold and him win immunity. And he gets rid of Izzy, so that's that. Episode 11. Basic training, so they each get a point system. I'm going to say it's point system. I think he wanted 12 episodes originally. So I'm going to say it's point system. I'm actually going to keep this 12 episodes. Instead of 13, I'm going to say first point on the canoe, Justin. Dancing, I'm going to say Katie. Trying to word essay, Harold. So that's 1 point each. Obstacle course, Justin uses looks on Katie. Harold would be quite good at this, he wins, that's 2. Hang upside down of a tree, Justin, Harold. Justin, Katie vote for each other, and Harold votes for Justin. Episode 12, the finale. This is Extreme Torture. So they each get winning endings and they each get a point. So how this works is they have to face the other finalists. So sulfur diving, Harold, moose riding, Katie, and then water skiing. Cut the fags in the mud is the last challenge. They each get winning endings depending on the situation. So that is the first what if timeline. If the events were like this, I think that's the elimination order. I was going to make 13 episodes, but I realised there was a player short. So now we go on to the second part of this theory for Team 2. So this is the second team, and basically this is the alternate timeline. So this is also 12 episodes. So I'm going to say the first episode. This is Certainly Not Destroy. So Duncan would make an alliance with Jeff and Owen, so make guys alliance. Sean and Heather, the White's Heather, and then Alejandro is flirting with Bridget, Lindsay, Sierra. There's no Cody, so she's not obsessed with him. And Trent's just kind of cool, so Heather wouldn't kiss Trent because him and Gwen aren't dating at this point. So Alejandro and Heather wouldn't have that rivalry yet. So I think Heather would still find the immunity key. So it's basically, the challenge is to find the key, and I think the Gophers would win because Heather does it originally. I don't see Alejandro necessarily beating Heather. So Alejandro would get his 3-person alliance, and he probably has to vote for Sierra because Sierra's the biggest threat. Trent and DJ would vote for Sierra. Sierra's out. Episode 2, Hide and Be Sneaky. So this is the hide and seek challenge. Who would be the best at hide and seek? Well, I think LaShawna and Heather still win immunity because I don't think Alejandro would be good at hide and seek. So They just vote for, he gets the girls, so between Trent and DJ, he votes for Trent, because Trent would be a bigger threat compared to DJ. That's off the chain. So, I think the bike race, Duncan and Owen wipe out. Jeff wouldn't forget the bolts, but I still think he wipes out the first round with Shauna and Gwen. So Bridget with good awareness and DJ wipes out. So Alejandro, Bridget, and Lindsay and Heather. Alejandro would make sure that Lindsay wouldn't, even if Lindsay gets tricked by Heather, that's still 2 to their 1. So I don't think anyone would get tricked here. But I'm going to make this, say it's Heather, because this is not all elimination. You might think it's unfair, but Heather is the third boot. So, hook, line, screamer. So, who has the worst death? DJ. Just no need an explanation. Alejandro wouldn't be as bad as DJ. So episode 5 is the Wakanda Gunbots. This is where they have to hunt the animal bodies. Now, you know what animal bodies. So we see that Alejandro in the likes of Japan is very good at taming wild animals. So I think Alejandro would win this challenge. So Duncan would have the Guys Alliance at this point. But LaShawna and Gwen. So I actually think Duncan would go for Owen and Jeff to tell them to vote for LaShawna. And LaShawna's out. So Tri-Bi Triathlon. So this is basically it's 100 years episode. They have to make the realistic dinosaurs because we're not at the point where it's like you can change your partners. So I'm going to keep that for merge. So these next episodes will be Sierra and Alejandro elimination episodes. So for Sierra's, it was the making statue pieces. So digging a barrel and all that. So Alejandro finds a barrel very early on, but then gets trapped by Heather. Alejandro would just do the challenge faster and ultimately win the challenge. So I think in this, I suggested the Cody Know It More by Bear comment to me as I'm doing this video, and I will do that. I already have that in my notes as well, so I just wanted to write them down. So I feel like here that the winner of the challenge would be Ramadram. So I feel like the winner of the challenge would be Alejandro, Bridget, and Lindsay. And Duncan has Gwen, so he's with Gwen. And he'd get Jeff to vote for Owen, but he's friends with Owen, so. But he's cool with Gwen, so I feel like he would actually vote for Jeff. So these two vote for Jeff, and Owen would just tag along, so they vote for Jeff. Episode 7. We have. Episode 7. This is where we have. I'm trying to think. Yes, the obstacle course. So Alejandro would win this challenge because I don't think Duncan, Gwen, or Owen could win. And Duncan gets Gwen to vote for Owen. Merge day, merge cast. Bye-bye Gophers. Bye Bass. I'm bringing back Heather. Why? Because she's a brilliant villain and I can. So episode 8. This is where they get chained to their partners. So Alejandro and Heather, Bridget and Lindsay, Duncan and Gwen. So the eating challenge would be Duncan and Gwen. The race to Bonnie Island, it would be Alejandro and Heather. And then in elimination order, it would be Alejandro and Heather. So I'm going to give Alejandro and Heather immunity. But they think it's a popularity contest at this point, but Alejandro is his full personal alliance. But he works with Duncan and Gwen to get rid of Bridget. So episode 9. Episode 9, this is where the other campers vote for who they want to get rid of. So Katie and Sadie wouldn't have, that vendetta. So Bridget votes for Alejandro. Owen likes Alejandro, so he's convinced not to vote for him. So I feel like he votes for Heather. Jeff would vote for Heather, so that's 2 on Heather. LaShawna votes Heather, that's 3 on Heather. DJ votes for Alejandro, that's 2 on Alejandro. Trent would vote for Alejandro, that's 3. Sierra's the swing vote between Alejandro and Heather, and I think she got Alejandro, so Alejandro's out. Episode 10, we have not Camp Castaways, and this is Are We There Yeti? So the pairs then. I think Gwen, Duncan and Lindsay, and I think Duncan and Lindsay wouldn't do that good here. But it's a race to the end. So like Gwen and Heather wins immunity, and Chef gets rid of Duncan. So Lindsay and Heather wouldn't have their head shaved off. So which one would tag out first? Probably Lindsay, to be fair. So Heather and Gwen are the finalists. Kind of funny, Heather returns and then she's like a finalist. So Lindsay's with Gwen, Duncan's with... Because Lindsay's the reason that Heather lost. So I don't think Heather would actually lose. So Duncan, Gwen, Alondra, Heather, Bridget, Gwen, and Gwen. Get winning endings. So that's it for the series. I think I was watching this situation where I think season would have gone. If there were 2 seasons of Doctor Drama Island instead of 1. And 2 seasons of Doctor Drama Island instead of 1. And yeah. Peace, farewell.